Where's the echo, Matt? Matt, Keith. Sorry.
Jesus Christ, it's Keith. The echo seems to be coming from both of these.
Ja, passt schon. Scheiß drauf.
Yeah.
Fuck it, wird schon was werden. Wenn nicht, dann war's der Matt. Verstehst?
It was definitely Matt.
It always is.
Work for Europe. Let's go.
How was that, ladies? Better?
Better, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of better.
Nice. A lot of better. Hey, that's not Matt. Who we got on here with us, Albert?
It's Andy.
Andy.
Oh, the Andy's.
Yeah.
He's back.
There's two Andys now.
Two Andys now. Oh, yeah.
Andy Quadrat. That's the little German throw in here. Who was talking about that? Mr. Baltic Bleeds. We got to throw in some German for him once in a while.
Yeah. So he already had a shot. Or does it only work if I say something in German? How does it work?
He didn't specify that. I think he likes to drink anyway, so he'll take both ways.
Then he's in for a treat tonight.
Nice.
We have Andy here from the Salzburger Messerschmiede, and you invited us to talk about our shop move, right?
Yeah, why? What do we got? You got some news for us?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I already told you guys on the show a few weeks ago that we found a new shop, right? I even talked about it on air, I think. So
Ben Camon's been having like a heart attack ever since he heard you guys didn't have a shop yet.
Yeah, now we found something.
Tell us about it.
It was kind of a weird thing,
No, we found something by coincidence. Basically, we found it like when I first talked about it a month ago or something, a few weeks back. We asked a friend of ours who is into real estate if he knows something in the area, and he called us a few days later and told us that he might have something for us. And then I think we even did this on the same day, so we jumped in our car and looked at the new shop building.
But that's not where the story started, right? Because we already found it, and we called the guy and he didn't answer. And then we didn't call him back, and because we thought like, this isn't it. This would be never anything for us.
I mean, Andy found it online before that. As he said, we didn't pursue this building because we thought that we might not get it, and there's some neighbors and stuff.
Yeah, because on the photos it not looked like that it's like able to make a forge inside it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You thought you guys would be too loud for the neighbors.
Yeah, exactly.
We thought about
but then our real estate guy recommended the same building, and we only found out later that it was the same building when we first visited the new shop building, that we've already seen it online. And then we talked to the landlord, and the landlord was fine with what we had planned to do with the building. So,
and it kind of was like first love at the first sight, right?
It was, yeah. Not with the landlord, but with the building.
With the building itself, yes.
So the landlord was okay. You came up, said, I'm going to cut 7 holes in the floor, and we're going to bang all weekend and night long.
Yeah, that's what she said. But yeah,
right.
We invited him to our old forge before we signed the contract, because we wanted him to see what we do and how much noise we generate when we forge and how much vibrations there are with the power hammers and stuff. So we invited him to our old forge. He visited the forge and we started forging, and he said he was fine with it. So
yeah, we forged like 100%. Every hammer was running on full throttle, and we made so much noise, and he was okay with it. He said it's fine by me, and
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because when you make 6 or 7 foundations, and after the landlord says like this doesn't work for me. I mean, what are you gonna do next?
Yeah, you just lost like 10 grand cutting the floors up, or more.
Yeah, like 50 grand. No, and it was nice in the new building. There was already a pit cut out. It was too small for foundations for the power hammers, but it was there, and the landlord he was like I don't know what's it called in English. Like he manufactured stone art.
So he was cutting stones.
Stones.
Yeah, so, which is also super loud. So
stone mason.
I'm not. Yeah.
Stone mason.
So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he wasn't impressed, but by the noise we make when we forge, because he told us that he was cutting stones, which is way louder than whatever we can do.
Yeah, I saw some of the stones he was cutting.
Yeah.
Those are some big pieces of stone. He must have had some massive saw equipment and wet cutting saws and things like that in there. So
Exactly.
Yeah, the
exactly.
stone were around, I don't know, 8 tons or some huge stones, man-sized stones.
So the noise wasn't so much the problem, but we were worried about the vibrations. So that's why we had to make proper foundations for the power hammers.
but you do have one neighbor that right next to you, actually right in the same building. That's maybe questionable, but I guess he doesn't own the building. So there's nothing he can do about it. The landlord gave you guys permission, right?
Exactly.
An electrical
Yeah,
supply company.
Yeah, he doesn't own the building. He's renting the space he has, just like we are. We are renting way more than he is. So we'll see how it goes. And we haven't been forging in the new shop yet, so.
But it was quite a noisy when we had construction work inside it.
Yeah, I bet breaking the floors up and stuff. But I can make a small prediction that he's probably not going to stay there very long.
You think?
And you guys might have the opportunity to make your shop even bigger when he leaves.
Yeah, it would be nice. But the area where the shop is located, it's I don't know, that's not the perfect spot for a electricity company where you can bring your, I don't know, a radio or a washing machine to get it fixed. It needs to be somewhere close to a city or close to the street where you drive by and see, oh, here I can bring my washing machine, here I can my dishwasher to get it fixed. And the building is like, I don't know, 400, 500 meters away from the street, so you will not see it. You don't see it on the street. And I guess a lot of people don't know that the shop is even there.
Yeah, I had the opportunity last week. I was working, actually doing a repair job on a air conditioning unit that was not too far away from you guys. So I sent you a message, asked if you guys were at the new shop, and I got to stop by and see where you are. So you're kind of, it is kind of like just a small industrial park, very small, but kind of secluded. You're not really close to anything. So like you said, It's not the best place for a company like that unless people already know that he's there.
I mean, for us, it's perfect because we have the last building in the street. So we are surrounded by, except to one side, but one side, our neighbor on one side is a woodworking company, they also make a lot of noise, but we're surrounded by fields and woods on the other side. So for us, it's the perfect building because we don't need to have a first row seat with our shop, right? Even people know where we are and they come to visit us wherever we are. So we don't need a first row seat with our shop. But this guy would need one, I think. So we'll see how it turns out, if he stays or if he leaves. No one knows.
But I guess we already made friends with him because we bought a dishwasher from him and a coffee machine, a small one for our guests. And I think till now he likes us.
So far, we haven't been forging.
Let's see how it turns out when we starting the power.
Should we first talk about the old shop, why we had to move out?
Yeah, we want to know what happened.
Long story short, we had to move out for a number of reasons. First, it was for fire safety code reasons. There was so much work we would have to do to make it up to code. Yeah, we would have to make a wall and whatever, proper wall.
Not a wall, like a gigantic wall that's 12 meters high and a second floor or a first floor because the shop was too small.
Yeah, that was another reason. The space was so limited. We had like 100 square meters there and we needed much more.
I mean, 100 square meters of working space and another 100 or 150 of storage space.
So we would have had to invest just too much money into a building we don't own, right? So that didn't make any sense to us. And then there was also too many people. I mean, it also has an advantage if there's a lot of people around because you can collaborate and work together with other people. But there was just too many at some point, right? So our tools disappeared, our stuff disappeared like all the time. We had to look for our tools in the whole building.
The tools were like stolen. And also stuff like Turkish walnut, a big chunk of piece.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a camera inside and there is like a big sign that the whole area is like
being videotaped.
Yeah, it's on some videotape and the people just go inside there and keep looking for random stuff and just take what they need. And they could have just asked if they need some, because they know we like to share stuff and share tools and all that shit.
I didn't know you guys had that problem. But I've been there many times, and it seems like you said, you had a lot of people around. You had a lot of opportunities. You had a woodworking shop next to you, a welder and a painter. That's the advantage of having all that easy access to people that are right near you. But it was like the hangout spot. Everybody, when they got bored or didn't know what they wanted to do anymore, they come over, see what you guys are doing. So I'm sure you guys got interrupted a lot.
Yeah, we got interrupted a lot.
It's distracting.
It's distracting, but I don't mind the distraction so much. But what annoyed me was that our stuff kept disappearing, right?
Yeah.
We were looking at the videotapes from the camera, and then you see like random people from the building being in your shop, going through your stuff. I mean, come on, leave my tools alone. What are you doing, right? I mean, people you would have never expected to do such a thing, right? You see them on camera, or we actually caught a few of them on camera going through our stuff and stealing stuff. I mean, there was, as Andy said, big block of Turkish walnut. Just some random woodworking guy took it with him
on tape.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
how stupid is that?
Did you ever confront anyone?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Andy texted him, please bring back this massive piece of Turkish walnut. And he just texted back, okay.
Like it's completely normal.
Yeah.
All right, you got me.
But this wasn't the problem back in the days. The problem started like half a year ago, or I don't know, maybe a year ago. It already started.
That's crazy because you guys were always sharing and working with people and helping people out. For somebody to come and do that that's crazy.
Of course, yeah. And now that they know that we move out, holy shit! Every day, some random, not just one, just every day, random dudes come to our old shop. Man, we still have our camera there because some of our stuff is still in our old shop, right? And every day there's like 3 to 4 people going through our stuff. I mean, come on! And we have it all on camera because our camera is still there. So why? Why would you do that?
Is it a Wi-Fi camera? Like, can you talk back to them when you see them? Like, hey, put that shit back.
We could have.
Yeah, we could.
And there is a group chat where every renter from the building is inside on WhatsApp, and Albert texted a pretty long text, and like you just call us and we tell you what you need.
First, I told him, guys, look, there's a sign outside the door that says that there's a camera in there. So be aware that you're being filmed if you're entering our shop. Second point was, I mean, we see like people in our shop all the time. We have it on camera. So if you need something, just call us and I'm going to save you some time and tell you where it is. So,
yeah.
And since then, no one was in our shop, as far as we can tell. So
I would do that again at your new shop if you haven't already. Anyway, even though it's just you guys, you still got a landlord and you got somebody attached to the. I don't know if you can get into your side of the building from where he is, but
he can't.
It's always a good thing to have a camera where you can save arguments. If you got it on camera, there's really nothing people can say.
We will take our camera from the old shop to the new shop, but so far we don't need it here. Yeah, but we will do that. But we need it more in our old shop for obvious reasons, as we just said. Yeah. So that's why we had to move out, and that's why we wanted to move out. And we were looking for quite some time to find a new shop, and now we finally have. Which is for me, it's a bit further away than for Andy. So Andy's drive to work is like 8 minutes now.
8 or 9 minutes.
That's nice.
For me, it's like 15 to 20 minutes. So also not too bad.
Yeah, but for me, into the old shop in Havang, it took me about 35 minutes to drive there. And 35 minutes one way is a pretty long time. You lose more than 1 hour a day just driving to your shop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, now you're both full-time, so you pretty much live at the shop now anyway. So
yeah, that's also news.
Yeah.
Yeah, because half a year ago, I still had a side job, or this was just a side hustle, but now I quitted it and I'm here full-time with Albert, 24/7.
And how did that go? The boss accepted, or were they upset with you?
That's actually the perfect timing for Andy to go full-time, because now we have to move our stuff to the new shop. We have to build a lot of things. We have to fix power hammers, so we have a lot of work to do.
Like you can imagine, it's a lot of work.
So it's the perfect timing, actually. to go full time because there's so much work to do. And I guess it wouldn't work without Andy being full time.
Andy being an electrician, were you a master? Do you have your master's?
Yeah,
Andy?
I'm not sure if it's called masters in English, but in German you would say you have a master in electrician. It's not a academic kind of master, but I don't know.
So for you going full time, I don't think it was that risky. If you decided tomorrow it wasn't going to work out, I bet you would be back to work on Monday at a different place, or maybe the same place takes you back.
But if you have your own company, at some point you just don't want to work at a different company. It's just crazy. It's in your mind. You know there's so much work in your own company, and the whole day you just think about it. And I changed job, I don't know, a year ago, and the new job was crazy. It took me so much time to work there, and I had less time in the shop at our own company, and it just doesn't work out like that. You need more time at your own.
That's where
company.
I'm at. When I'm at my regular full day job, I'm like, everything just like aggravates me. I'm like, this is such a waste of time. I could be building my company. I could like double everything immediately if I was just home the whole week to do my own thing.
And some people say that 9 to 5 is a safe job, or it really don't is, because if they don't need you, they just throw you out and say go find another job. You will find another job, but as a self-employed one, you at some point you just don't want to work for another man.
Working at another company as an employee, being a safe job is, I think, one of the biggest bullshit claims you can ever hear.
Yeah.
Because here's the argument. If you work for somebody else, you have to make more money than your salaries, because otherwise the company would be inefficient, right? So you actually generate more value for the company that you earn. Right, because there's overhead, there's the boss has to be paid, and everyone else, the secretary, whatever. So as soon as you work for somebody else, the value you generate is more than you get, and that's not when you're self-employed, because then what the value you generate is exactly what you earn, right? I mean, except for taxes and everything, but you also have to pay taxes when you're employed somewhere. So that's a bullshit claim. And it's not safe either, because they're only going to keep you on the job as long as you generate more money than the company pays you, right? So because otherwise the company would get bankrupted, right? So that's a bullshit claim that a 9 to 5 job is a safe job. It's not safe, at least not in the sense that people think it is.
And another reason why I quit is because if your own company is doing great, you just work 24/7. You wake up on Monday like at 5-6 o'clock to get to your 9 to 5, and then after you've finished the job there, you drive to your company and work, I don't know, till 8 or 9 in the evenings, and this Monday to Sunday, because we have forging classes from Friday to Sunday, and if you're finished with the forging class on Sunday, you go home, eat something, go to sleep, and Monday get up again at 5 or 6 o'clock. It's just crazy. At some point, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and at some point you don't want to do it anymore.
No, because if the company is doing good, and if you work not 24/7, but if you work like 9 to 5 with your own company, you will get more value out of it.
But Keith, you're also transitioning full-time to knife material, right? Or at least that's your plan, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm on that schedule that Andy was just talking about. I'm still working, like, as long as I'm awake, I'm working for something. I'm doing paperwork or tax things for my own business, or working on projects, or ordering materials, finding where to get materials. And then you start Monday through Thursday. At least for me, it was 4 days a week for the other company. And like, I'm doing a lot of service and repairs, so I'm pretty much the same thing. I will go to my day job, and I'm still like in charge of myself and make the schedule and got to work out where I need to be. And it's pretty much like nonstop. Everything, my head's full of shit. It's like, it's getting to be too much. We got to do something. We'll figure it out though.
But do you know what you want to do? Are you transitioning full-time to knife material, or what's happening?
Yeah, I definitely want to go full-time into knife material for sure.
And when?
As soon as I get up I don't know. As soon as I say I don't want to work anymore for my company.
Okay.
The company I work at right now is they do a lot of electrical work mostly, and we only have 2 people full-time on the heating, air conditioning side. And my boss also helps work. He's probably out with us on the jobs maybe 3 days a week. So the other guy is going to retire next year in June, and then it's just me because we haven't found a replacement yet. And you know how that goes, to find a replacement that can just step in for the other guy right away. Usually takes about a year or so.
Yeah.
So that'll be extremely a lot of work at that time. Anyway, it'll be crazy. So I don't know, soon.
But at some point you need to quit like working at 2 jobs. But at some point your body will notice and will like strike and say, no, don't do this anymore. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not the youngest guy anymore either, so I feel it. Trust me. So anyway, back to your shop. So now you guys got your new shop. The old shop's still got a bunch of stuff. You're not completely out, and you don't completely have the new shop set up, ready to go for classes and stuff yet, right? So
no, we don't.
You guys are working hard getting it ready.
Yeah, we're working 7 days a week, so everything went pretty fast. We signed the contract, then we started with the moving. We had to get our stuff from the storage facility we had it at. The stuff we already brought there. We still have 2 power hammers, the press, the rolling mill, and 1 belt grinder in our old shop.
And the surface grinder.
And the surface grinder, right. Yeah, because we already did a class. So half of the class in the new shop. So all the knife making happened in the new shop, and the forging happened in the old shop. And we don't want to pay for 2 shops for too long. So that we have to be quick.
And there's always some kind of tools that are missing when you're at a different location. And it's 15 minutes drive, and you just can't go there and get it when you have people here from the class.
For example, we had, as I said, a forging class already. So the knife making happened in the new shop, and we don't have our surface grinder here. So I took the handle material, drove over to the old shop, had it cut, did all the surface grinding on the handle scales, and I took it with me next day in the morning.
Yeah.
So I had to go there in the evening, do everything over there, and bring it back with me next day to do the work on the handle. So that sucks. Going back and forth between the old shop and the new shop. So we have to bring all our stuff here.
Sounds like getting those classes up and running again would be top priority. That's like your bread and butter, guaranteed income for the month.
Yeah, and the classes in the new shop, they're a lot more fun because you have more space. People can move a lot more. All the power hammers will be set up and running, so we can forge faster with the peoples.
Let's talk about the new shop, about the building, because as we said, the building was love at first sight. It's a 400 square meters shop space. We have an indoor crane, which is one of the fanciest and most awesome tools.
Fuck me, the crane, 6.5 tons of full force.
It lifts 6.5 tons, so we can lift all our power hammers with
even
it.
The biggest one. The 150 kilo chunky boy.
Barely, but it works.
Barely. You need to drive so fast to lift it up because the slow gear mode on the crane is not able to lift it.
And seriously, this indoor crane, we move around machines all the time now because the power hammer is not the right place where it is. So just
move out of the way.
Move it somewhere else, or the bands or whatever. Or a workbench, for instance. So it's so useful. And it's part of the building. And we also have a forklift from our landlord we can use whenever we want. So the setup is the equipment is pretty amazing.
And the forks are pretty nice on the forklift because it has like 4 forks, and you can drive it like left to the right. I don't know, for some things you want to move around, it's pretty handy. The stacker.
You guys have a name for the forklift, right?
Yeah, the stacker.
Stacker.
Or stapler.
Let's not get into this, please.
The stapler.
And it's about a half an hour drive from the city, from Salzburg. So it's on the countryside, as we said, in an industrial area. We're surrounded by other metalworkers and woodworking shops, which is also pretty amazing. We have a big metalworking shop right across the street, and one is like 100 meters away from us. They do laser cutting and
lasers,
whatever.
Yeah.
What its name is it? It's Krele
Blechbearbeitung. Cheers, Mr. Baltic Plates, because was it
Glück,
and the other company is called Metalplan.
Metallplan.
Yeah.
We didn't met him yet, but we already are in contact with them, because it's pretty handy for us to have a laser cutter next to our building. For some future projects, it will be pretty handy.
Yep. Yeah, so you have a second floor up there. I was thinking with the laser guy, if you guys do some batch work again and he cuts out blanks and stuff.
That's exactly what I want. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Yeah.
you need to take the leftover sheet with all the cutouts and use that as a railing to go up the stairway for the second floor.
Yeah, with knife blanks, cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 300 square meters forging and office and grinding room area, and then we have an intermediate floor with around 100 square meters. So that's upstairs.
With our beautiful own toilet, not a shared one.
Yeah.
We need to clean it by ourselves. Damn. That's the downside.
As we said, we also like our landlord, and here's how amazing this guy is. We were talking to him about a grinding room because we need a grinding room, right? And he's a trained woodworker, so Tischler. Cheers, Baltic Plates.
I guess he's a master in woodworking, like carpentry.
Carpentry, yeah. And he built the grinding room for us.
Nice.
For free.
Yeah, we just needed to pay for the materials.
Yeah, it took him like 2 weeks, and he built the grinding room.
You mean he built everything inside it, or he built an extra room for you?
No, he built an extra room.
All by himself.
Yeah.
He didn't want any help. He just said, I do it by myself. You don't need to help me.
And it took him 2 weeks. We only had to pay for material.
In exchange,
it's a pretty big grinding room.
Yeah, and in exchange, we help him a little bit with the building itself, with electrician work. Or he also have chickens in the back, and we help him with that and with tools.
You help him choke them.
What?
You help him choke the chicken over there?
No. Yeah, the grinding room is 40 square meters. That's a substantial grinding room, but we love it. But we don't have everything in there yet, so we have to pick up our belt grinder.
But it needs to be that big, because our plan is to have all the grinders inside, and also the
angle grinding and everything.
All the dirty, dusty work.
Yeah, the dirty work, and the surface grinders.
Yeah, surface grinders. By the way, we bought a new machine. Actually, we bought, I think, 2 or 3 more machines. We bought another surface grinder, a bigger one.
You won the auction.
Yeah, we won the auction.
But it was kind of coincidence, because we were just looking at the auction site and just saw it and thought, we will never get it. And on Tuesday we met at the
office.
Damn, I forgot every English word when doing podcasts. We met at the office, and I don't know if you ever done an auction. It's pretty funny though. Your heart rate goes to 150, and when you bid on a machine and the time is running out, and you bid last second, the time is going up again for a minute. So it could last half an hour when you bid with, I don't know, low money, like 5 euros a bid. Takes a lot of time, but it's pretty funny though. And we were screaming and was like, "Fuck, he's bidding again."
Yeah, I imagine it can get addicting. It's like gambling.
It is.
You get the same thrill.
It is kind of addicting, and we were sitting next to each other and like, should we bid? Should we bid again? Should we bid again? Do it. And at some point, the opponent is not going much more higher. But the new machine.
So did you pick that machine up already?
No, we pick it up on Tuesday, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is a pretty nice surface grinder, because it can go automatically in every direction, in X, Y, and Z axis. You just lay the metal piece inside and it just goes.
So you can set the parameters, how much it takes off in each step, and
I don't know yet.
Final thickness, and you're done.
I don't know yet, because we only saw it on the pictures, because we missed the the viewing day.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see.
But it's definitely gonna help with billet production in any case, because two is better than one. So
yeah, and we can use the old one, because the old one it's pretty rough, or it's pretty fucked up, because oil is leaking, but it still works. It works fine. And maybe the one we will use for woods and other dirty stuff, and the one only for steel.
Yeah, that would be good to have a dedicated one, so you don't start fires.
But I guess we will convert it to grinding belts as well as the other one.
So one other thing I saw in your shop, I don't know if you had it at the other building. You might have, and I didn't notice it. But tell everybody about that crazy drill press machine that you got.
Oh, the Bohrcenter, or how does it?
Cheers, Baltic Blades.
The drilling center.
Drilling
Drill
center,
center,
like four drilling heads on one biggest table.
That's an Altsmetall drilling center. So 4 heavy Altsmetall drill presses.
That's also from an auction, right?
Yeah, it's also from
you auctioned it.
Yeah,
it's like 4 drill presses on one long table.
Yeah,
so you don't have to change bits. You can just move your piece right over to the next one.
Exactly.
That will be pretty handy for batch work.
Yeah, and for classes, because the bottleneck always was drill presses when we did classes, because we only had 2 drill presses and we have like 7-8 people in our classes, and they always had to wait for their turn to drill a couple of holes. So now we have, I don't know how many, but at least 7 or 8 drill presses, counting the new ones, so the Altsmetall Drill Center.
So the only thing that's missing on the drill presses is like some decent thing to mount the blades to drill it. So
some nice devices.
Yeah, so you will not get a helicopter or something like that. Because this is pretty dangerous. I had it one time. The drill caught the blade and got on helicopter. When you turn the machine off, the blade is going slower, and then at some point it falls out of the bit and like straight to the wall or straight to your knee. Or
becomes a projectile.
But I guess Ox Tool will find some solution to fix that.
Yeah, drilling table.
Drilling table, yes, some
hydraulic vices.
Bit overpowered, probably, but yeah. But it still needs some love. I mean, it's super dirty. The table is tilted, but we'll fix it.
Then we got another thing from the auction. 2 another things. The one thing is like a big chunk of metal with I don't know, what is it called? It's like a bath.
An oil bath.
An oil bath. An oil pool. Okay. And it has a pump inside to like pump the oil to get an even heat on the oil.
So you're gonna be using this for quenching.
Yeah,
it's not a parts cleaner, right?
No, it's not a parts. No. It's for quenching blades, and
it has a built-in fume extraction and everything. So it's a perfect quench tank
especially for classes when you're doing repeated quenching.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't have the opportunity to heat up as much. What's the oil volume in it? Is it
a lot?
10 liters?
Yeah, a lot.
50 liters?
We don't yet know exactly, but I guess it's a lot.
It looks more like 50 liters, or maybe even more. But we don't know yet.
So you're going to be buying quenching oil in barrel sizes now?
Yeah, at least once, because quenching oil lasts forever, so it doesn't go bad. So
you guys got huge shop. You got all these machines. It sounds like you are not stopping with buying new ones. Any plans for employees maybe in the future?
Hell no. Not yet, no.
So, I mean, every knife maker probably does, but we have so many people asking us if they could work for us, even random people online.
We have one employee. I mean, it's not the human employee, the shop cat.
Yeah, we have a shop cat.
Pest control.
It came with the shop. She already lived here. And our landlord, it was the old cat of our landlord, and when he moved out, and we moved in, he said that the shop cat is
part of the building.
part of the lease. Yeah.
So you got shop chickens and shop cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
But here's what I wanted to tell you guys. If you're a knife maker and you have an online profile and a website and everything, people are going to find you and people are going to ask you if they can work for you, because knife making is such a big hype these days. I mean, people want to do that. So we usually decline all these requests. We send them someplace else, because there actually is a few knife makers in Austria that have employees, and we just send them their way. So we don't have any plans yet for employees, because an employee is very expensive.
Yeah.
And we can't afford it. I mean, the new shop is also very expensive. And then if the employee doesn't show up for work, you still have to pay him and everything. So no plans for employees.
So when I was there last week, you guys had 3 giant holes cut in the floor. You had done a lot of work already. You got a delivery of a special kind of like insulation or isolating mats. Can you tell everybody what you've been working on?
Yep, the last 10 days we've been working on the 3 foundations for our smaller power hammers. So for the 30, the 15, the 75 kilogram power hammers. And we had to cut up the floor. We had to hammer free the pipes because we have floor heating in our new shop. We had to reroute the floor heating, seal everything up again. We had to build walls between the 3 foundations and between the pipes. And then we had to insulate the foundations because, as you said, we have a neighbor and we don't want to put too many vibrations into the floor, right? So we had to insulate the whole foundation, all the foundations.
And we wanted to make it as good as possible.
So we had to buy what's called Sulomere, which is a polyurethane, which has been developed for this exact application. It's usually used underneath
pools, right?
Pools in buildings, yeah, like infinity pools on rooftops and stuff. They use this kind of material to keep the vibrations and the noise down, and that's what's used these days to insulate your power hammer foundations. But it's extremely expensive.
And it's not just one Sulomere. There are like many kinds of it with more ratings for how heavy your slab is gonna be, and you need to calculate it because if you use like a too small Sulomere or have a too heavy slab, it's not gonna work right. Because
if it's too big, it also is counterproductive.
Yeah,
because the Sulomere needs to, I don't know, compromise a little bit, like for 3 to 5 millimeters for it to work. Mm-hmm. And if the Sulomere is just too high rated, it's not gonna work.
So you have to calculate the weight of what you want to put on there.
It's not that easy.
It's not just the weight; it's the surface area that you're going to be pouring your slab on. You have to calculate the volumes.
Here, you have to calculate the weight per square meter. That's what you need to know, including the concrete and the power hammer and everything.
So I need to calculate how heavy the concrete is going to be, which power hammer you want to set up, and calculated one slab is around 21 tons, just one. So we had a concrete company here on Friday, and they brought us about 25 cubic meters of concrete, and that's around 62,000 kilos.
So 62 tons
for 3 slabs, for 3 foundations. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah.
60 tons. And that's quite expensive, as you can imagine.
For the listeners, if you imagine, because you guys would know what a Kydex press is, it's similar to the foam in that, but a lot more technically advanced, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So this mat that he's putting in between the wall and the concrete that's already there and the new concrete slab that you're pouring. So that it's basically like a floating slab. Floating 20 tons is floating. It sounds crazy, but it moves with the hammer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but even so slightly, you will not notice it on the hammers. Because we saw foundations that were like on springs, and it was just not able to forge on it because the whole hammer moves, and how you can forge precisely if the whole hammer moves and your feet is moving, and that's just crazy.
Probably also not so great for a cast iron forge to be jumping around like that constantly.
The one foundation we will rebuild with the Sulomers inside is a better solution than put it on springs. I mean, the springs will work better, but will be more costly, and you would have make a bigger hole and put the springs inside, and make a slab outside of that, and anyhow lift the whole slab inside. I mean, you need some stacker or forklift that's ready to 20 tons to get that slab inside, and that's just crazy just for one hammer. And I guess the foundations on the Sulemer will work pretty decent.
So you only made 3 though, and you got way more than 3.
Yeah,
power hammers.
We have 6 running power hammers, and we want to make 5 foundations for the 30, 50, 75, 100, and 150, and maybe have the Italian power hammer, the 50 kilos, for backup if some power hammer is.
If one of the other 6 don't work.
We have plans for it. I mean, what we will do till that happens, that one power hammer is out of service.
What are your plans? When do you guys think that you will have the shop far enough along so you'll be having a complete class in the new shop? When will you guys be ready to roll with that?
2 weeks, 13 days.
We need to, because there's the next class, and we want to move all the tools from Halvang next week.
So because we already poured the foundations yesterday, it takes the concrete 2 weeks to dry. We'll pick up the machines, set up the power hammers, the 3, and then we have the first 3 power hammers, and then we can forge in 2 weeks from now.
Start generating income again and get things paid for over there.
Yeah, and pay for the other foundations. Because building these foundations is extremely expensive if you want to do it properly. So that's also a reason why we try to get along with 3 foundations and save money for the other 2 foundations, because the other 2 foundations are going to be even bigger, because it's for a 100 kilo power hammer and a 150 kilo power hammer. So these need to be bigger.
Bigger in sizes like 2 meters to 3 meters to 2 meters deep. That's around 30 tons of concrete. But I hope we will not have any vibrations with that size of foundations, with the 150 kilo ram hammer. And the 150 ram hammer is built for not like drop forging, but kind of. So you can like die forge some stuff, and that is a pretty high shock wave for the foundation. Because you can imagine when you have a die inside and you put some steel inside and you just hammer it with full force 2-3 times, there will be a lot more shock waves than with the 100 kilos, where you not go full throttle all the time.
You'll see in 2 weeks when that concrete slab's dry, when those 2 or 3 dry, I mean. So in the meantime, you guys are setting up your grinding room, getting all that stuff
exactly
ready to go, putting everything where you think you want it to be. You'll definitely still move shit around 100 times before you get it where you want.
Of course.
And you got your own new office right next to the shop. You can, or actually next to where you'll be forging, you can see right out the window into the shop.
Yeah, that's where we are right now with a shop. That's actually that was the first thing we did. We painted the walls in the office. We put a new floor in. We bought a dishwasher, brought our fridge, brought our coffee machine. That was the first thing we did. Set up the office, and then we started setting up the grinding room, and then the foundations for the power hammers. But there's still a lot of work to do till when we have our first class here.
A shitload of work, like you can imagine. 12, 13 hours working days every day, Monday to Sunday. But it's for our own company, so it's nice. You love what you do normally. So in my opinion, it was the best choice to quit my old job and start to work here.
So this is it, Shop Talk.
Yeah, finally did it. You guys found it.
So Ben, come on, can sleep again.
Yeah.
But maybe talk about our moving. We had a friend who helped us with 2 friends who helped us moving a lot. 3
friends actually. Valentin, Walter, and Mark.
Yeah, Walter, of course, I forgot him. But the one friend, the 2 friends, the Mark and the Valentin, they helped us non-stop. Maybe you already know Valentin from the old podcasts, and he's always here to help. And the Mark is like a grand cousin of me, I don't know. And his father has a company with trucks and logistics. So he took the truck from his father and helped us moving all the shit. You probably saw it on Instagram, and we were so thankful for it.
That's nice to have access to a truck, so you don't have to go drive as many times, and you guys also have tools with a lot of weight. So
yeah,
makes the move easier.
And we drove 2 times with the big truck, also 2 times with the smaller truck, and I guess 3 or 4 times with like a middle truck with Waltz.
And you're still not finished.
I'm still not finished.
No, there's gonna be one more truck.
One more truck, yeah.
A big one.
And like you can imagine, the moving shop or moving anything is so stressful.
Yeah, there's always the possibility of damaging something while moving it, especially when you got people helping you that aren't familiar with the equipment.
Yeah.
So imagine it's quite nerve-wracking.
That's why we rented a big forklift on the old shop to move around the tools by ourselves. Because it's not easy to move a 6.5 ton power hammer, so you need to know where the heavy points are, so you don't like drop it or it keeps moving to one side and it falls down, like Will Stelter with his with his hammer, and that can happen so fast because maybe you when you drive the forklift you just look at the back and keep forgetting that you have a machine in front.
Yeah, as soon as you lose that center of gravity point on the machine, things get dangerous.
It gets dangerous, and maybe get dangerous for people around because there are so many people around. When
we sometimes have to take a look at old photos when we picked up the machine where we how we lifted it, because we forgot, and you can't really tell from looking at the machine its weight distribution, right? So and we almost tossed over our the Alzmetall drilling center. Because it's so top heavy because of all the drilling heads, right?
Yeah.
And the guy lifted it from the bottom with the forklift when we picked it up, and it almost tilted over. Tossed it over. Yeah. It was a close call back then. Yeah. And you can't. I mean, this machine weighs like 2 tons, or at least 2 tons.
There's no stopping it.
There's no stopping it. No. But this is where we are right now. Yeah.
Any other big news? You guys got anything coming up you want to share, or is that still secret?
Do you know something?
I do know something.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe we should make him wait. What do you think? Just in case something happens and it falls through.
What? What are we talking about?
Well, you asked me if I could help you guys with something.
This one. No. Let's wait. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I know. Because there's so many secret projects we're working on. I never know what you mean. Which one you mean? Yeah.
No, for all the listeners, we're really not super secretive, but it's not good to say something and then it falls through. It just doesn't look good when you to tell everybody that something big is going to happen, and then who knows? It can always be a problem or a delay.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure everybody's excited for you and happy that you're in your new shop. Everybody definitely wish you guys the best, and I'm sure we're going to see some great stuff coming out of the shop.
Yeah, we hope that you guys are starting to visit us. Let's forge together.
Yeah, we should make a day like Hangla did, where you get some of the close friend makers of yours over, bring some of the knives they made. You guys can compare them, chop some vegetables up on the counter, and talk knives.
I mean, here's what we have planned already. We wanted to do like a social Thursday or something like that, because back in the old days, the forge or the blacksmith shop was the meeting space for people in like towns and stuff, because everyone needed something. It was warm, and everyone needed something from the blacksmith, whether it be an aristocrat or like a farmer. Everyone needed something from a blacksmith back then. And we had something similar in our old shop, because as you said, this was the meeting place for people where they hung out and had a beer or were chatting or whatever. And that's something we wanted to do here as well in the new shop, like make one evening open, or make the shop accessible for one evening for people from the outside, like a social Thursday in the forge, or Friday, or whatever.
Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
The fancy Thursday, yeah.
A forge in Thursday.
or the drinking Tuesday. Yeah.
Drinking. We have a machine for drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
We have a like a
A
dispenser.
soda machine. Like
Yeah.
The soda machine. Yeah, that's what we wanted to do here as well. Because there's so many...
a vending machine.
A vending machine, yeah, for beers and Coke. And
A vending drink. No, that would be good. Like the first Friday of the month or the last Friday or something. Pick a day. Do it once a month, maybe at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep, and also make like not classes, but something like that where people can come to a place and forge their own Damascus for makers.
Like a hammer.
Yeah, like a hammer-in for people who don't have a forge by themselves, and you could just come here, and we have all the materials here, and 5 running power hammers, and you can forge your own Damascus.
I might suggest that to be invites only.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some random guy. Yeah, I always wanted to do that. Show me your power hammers.
Yeah.
No, but that's a good title. Forge your own Damascus.
Like forge around and find out.
Yeah. Forge around and find out. It's also good. Yeah. Who said that? It wasn't a podcast. Forge around and find out. Who said that?
Yeah, somebody. I can't remember. They were going to name their knife like FOFO or something like that. I don't know. The FOFO or something. They said, yeah.
Was it on Hustle and Grind or where was it?
It's possible. I can't remember which one it was. But it's
Forge
a good name.
Around. Yeah, very. Forge around and find out. We can steal that, right?
Yeah, it's not
okay.
Doesn't have a patent on it.
No, because there's the saying "fuck around and find out," right? And forge around and find out is kind of nice.
And kind of similar, because if you do something stupid on the power hammers, you just fuck the whole build up.
Nice. So you guys gonna keep working on the shop today, or are you done for the day?
Maybe working on the grinding room, organize some stuff, because all our stuff are in packages, sitting around to put it where it needs to be. The foundations also need some work to do, because we need to cut like the outsides of the slab to stop it from getting cracks when it's moving.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So that was the big news everybody's been waiting for, to hear about the shop.
Yeah.
You guys.
And now I can start posting stuff.
On your way. Yeah. You should probably post it before this episode comes out.
Yeah. Because we have a lot of photos from the moving, from the new forge, how we set everything up and how we lift things. It's pretty interesting, in my opinion. And also how we met the foundations. I mean, if you look on Instagram or YouTube or on Google, you will not find not a lot of pictures where people building the foundations for their power hammers, because we were all also looking for informations. Some people will give you informations, but they're from America and they have different kind of solutions, kind of products, because I guess they don't have the Solomer. In America, I guess it's called Fabrica. It's a little bit different.
I think it's more of a styrofoam, right? In America,
I don't know. Mark Krause recommended it, but with the Solomer, you can just fill the whole slab with the whole the walls and the floor with it. I don't know if it's possible to use Fabrica like that.
So how did you hold it to the wall? So you guys just glue it in place just temporarily so you could pour the concrete, or how is it fixed?
Yeah, you need some kind. You're not allowed to use glue or some wet things, some wet
because it'll get inside the pores.
Not something with cement, because it's like the pores, like the pores are open on that material, and if you have something wet, it just goes inside the pores and
it defeats the purpose.
Yeah. Like a sponge would soak it up.
Yeah.
So we glued it with tape, and the large pieces we glued with a special kind of glue to the walls. And you have to tape the whole thing up, like all the space in between different sheets.
Yeah.
And then you have to use foil so that it does not get into contact with the concrete you're about to pour in.
That took us hours.
that took us forever. Holy shit. We thought that we'll be done like in half an hour for these 3 foundations. And we were done, I think, 11:30 or something in the evening at night. So
5 hours late. No, 6 hours. We finished it at 11 o'clock at night, and the concrete trucks were coming at 6 in the morning. So
the next day.
So there was not a lot of
That's
sleep.
why we had to finish it. Yeah.
So you had to make a barrier between the foam mat and where the concrete would come, so that you didn't get any of the liquids into the pores of the mat.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you have to be pretty precise with this fucking thing, because it has to be tight, right? And sealed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you glue or fix a foil to your wall? I mean, it's holy shit. It took us forever.
And if you jump in it, it's a pretty funny feeling. It's not like bouncy. I don't know. It's hard to describe. When you jump down to it, it just rams your back.
Yeah, it absorbs all the shock force. That's what it has been developed for, right? So
if you can imagine that when you were a kid, there used to be this like kind of magic sand thing they called it. If you pushed your hand on it slowly, you would sink in like water. But if you slapped it really hard, it was like hitting a rock. Similar to a similar effect, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited how they perform with the powers and on it. I mean, the foundations are flat. Even that we have the 2-part hammers, because the landlord wanted to be it in that way. Because if we're moving out, we don't have to jackhammer it away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just flat, and we're going to build like to rise the hammers, because the hammer itself needs to be higher than the anvil block, like in the old shop.
So when you guys get all that stuff all set and ready to go, do you have classes already scheduled for the future, or are you still looking for new students?
No, we have. I mean, we're always looking for new students, but we fixed all the dates, at least for all the classes of this year. So for 2024, all the dates are fixed, and we published them like a week ago or something. Yeah. So we sent out the dates to all the email contacts we have, and they keep booking their spots. So they're booking their spots right now. Yeah, but there's still a few spots open. So if anyone wants to come to Forging class with us, just drop us an email. So
where can they find it?
On our website, Salzburger Messerschmiede.at. It's in the show notes, I guess.
I say it every time. I'll put it in the show notes and I forget. I'm going to write it down. I'm really going to put it in there this time.
And maybe we are going to make a housewarming party when everything is finished up.
Now we'll make a housewarming week.
Week party. Whole week.
Because we have to invite like 200 people or something. So
yeah, but it would be nice.
When it gets a little cooler, it's pretty warm in the shop there.
Yeah, it is.
That it has 2 bigger stores, but it's so hot outside too.
I was going to tell you guys when I was there, and this might be a little bit too much for your landlord already, but I don't know what you have for heating system in there, but you have floor heating in your shop. I imagine it's in the office area too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, Austria has a really good incentive for heat pumps, and you can get a nice heat pump that would heat and cool your shop through the floor heating, which works really good in industrial shops.
Really?
For about 10 grand, you would have a complete heat pump system with heating and cooling in there.
Yeah, the landlord heats with gas, I guess.
Yeah, so there you go. He would get about 25 grand from Austria, and the other 10 you'd have to pay, and you'd have heating and cooling.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we can tell him that. Yeah, and we don't have the money to do it or to pay for it ourselves, and we don't want to because it's not our building. But
yeah,
10 grand's not too bad. So, what do you guys think? Is this a show?
I think it's a show because Albert's got to go somewhere, right?
Is it top or is it flop?
They're all top.
It has been shop talk for an hour and 20 minutes, so it's top.
We had one upgrade this week. We had a new Patreon banner. We put in a couple of new tiers for our Patreon members. You can find us on patreon.com at WFI Europe Podcast. And we had one of our guests from before join right away, Mr. Alex Greenway, join the top tier. We want to thank him for his support, and everybody else from the Patreon list that's paying us monthly to hear us babble on about knife making and power hammers. Thanks, everybody. And thanks.
Alex Greenway is the best. Let me just say that one more time.
That's right. Well, thanks, Andy, for joining us again, and Albert for all the shop talk.
Do you want to to read out the patrons?
I don't have the list. That was my little skip over.
And I
quickly.
guess you forgot the Pelican paste.
Oh, Pelican Man, yeah.
What about the Pelican paste? Are we still waiting for the new ad?
We are waiting for a new ad. I need to work on that. I'm gonna put a post up. Everybody knows about it already. I'd like to get a new Pelican paste jingle, so stay tuned for that. You can find it on the Instagram page very shortly.
And we have a new banner. You forgot to tell the people this. We have a new banner on our Patreon page, right?
Yeah, that's how I moved into the Patreon talk. We put the new banner up. Picture is on Patreon, and it's also on the Instagram page. We had a friend of mine took a few pictures from me, Matt, and Albert, and put together a little pencil drawing. It's pretty funny. I think it's cool. I look like I had a stroke in the picture, but it's good.
Yeah,
it's a good picture.
You do. Or a car accident.
And all you guys have pretty big biceps.
Only on one hand.
On the one hand, the other one. Yeah, you know why.
Yeah, from forging. What else? What are you thinking about? All right, guys. We talk to you next week. What do you think?
Yeah.
So thanks for having me. Another time.
We'll definitely have you back again.
Yeah.
All right.
Hell no.
Next week, Matt will be with us. We got a good show planned. This is going to be a little bit different than our normal shows, but I think it's a very interesting story. Be sure to tune in next week. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Later. Bye.
Titties.
Today's